and I think I wish we will get many more books to his credit. And I also congratulate the management of Isabel Hospital in the Department of Surgery regarding the National Board course. And we are all, the visiting consultants are here to help you in the process of the clinical teaching. Like Professor Shivakumar is here, I think we will also accept that thing. I think we are all here to put our contribution towards the Isabel Department of Surgery. Thank you.
I request our Chief Guest, Professor T. Dorairajan, to distribute the complimentary copies to those who have been of help in the preparation of the book, either by allowing him to take the photographs and also providing their own photographs. Dr. V. Srinivasan, Head of Department of Surgery, Sri Ramchandra Medical College, Dr. A. Chandrasekhar Rao, Dr. J. Vijayan, and Dr. L. Alagasundaram. I request Dr. Srinivasan to come to the stage. I request Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao to come to the stage. I request Dr. J. Vijayan to come to the stage. Author of the book, Dr. Devaji Rao, is a well-known figure in this part of the city, and a few of his friends would like to felicitate him. I request Professor G. Shivakumar, Dr. Devaji Rao's college mate and a long-time friend, to say a few words.
Most respected teachers who are seated on the dais, Professor Dorairajan and Professor Murali, my colleagues, my old Stanley colleagues, I see Sivakadaksham, Professor Subramaniam, Mahendran, and it's a nice evening to be here to felicitate the author. In fact, at the outset, I should congratulate Isabel for getting into the thought of starting a department, academic department of surgery and its accreditation. And I think full credit to the senior sisters and of course Professor Kantaya, and I think he needs a full compliments on that. See, I just finished being a National Board examiner, and I found there are so many people who are opting to get accreditation in surgery, but they don't have the opportunity to do so because the difficulty of getting into a medical college is enormous. The competition is so much, about 1,500, 1,50,000 people write the All India Counseling, and very few get into medical college. And that gap is definitely filled by the National Board, as told by Professor TDR. And we have the National Board students coming all over, getting the training, attending CMEs. And in this, I think Isabel goes get great credit in arranging seminars, CME programs. And I was asked to felicitate, it is like felicitating my close friend and colleague. And Devaji Rao is in a family of 5 generations of medical persons. And you may not know, all these 5 generations have contributed to academic medical field in their own ways. And Devaji Rao, his stint in Stanley Medical College and All India Institute of Medical Sciences has groomed into a very great surgeon and really a practical surgeons. And when I go through these books, we have the old saying, picture is worth 1,000 words. Written with short, precise things. Of course, precise, you need to omit something. And they have done a good job. And this is not a substitute of big surgical books with mastery of surgery like Naikas and all this, which are on operative surgery texts, which are voluminous and not affordable by many. And this is a book which is affordable by everybody and easy to read, very well illustrated, unique, and I think anybody going through it, not only students, all the practicing surgeons will and he has been in the habit of releasing books. Last 2 books he released was on gastrointestinal surgeries and MCQs. And for the next book, which is due, I am also one of the authors going to contribute. I thank Devaji Rao for giving me an opportunity to talk here and also felicitate, and also giving me an opportunity to contribute to his book. Thank you.
I request Dr. Rajan to present a memento to Professor Shivkumar. Dr. Devaji Rao is associated with St. Isabel's Hospital for over 26 years, and representing the hospital, Sister Philomena Joseph would like to say a few words about him.
To felicitate Dr. Devaji Rao, a surgeon par excellence. He has been associated with this institution for more than 25 years. Dr. Devaji has an ever-growing enthusiasm and passion for teaching and training. Practice of surgery is a demanding, ongoing process where one has to constantly replenish oneself, honing one's core competencies and picking up evolving surgical techniques in today's rapidly progressing times. An outstanding researcher and clinician, Dr. Devaji Rao is an active participant and member of leading societies and has published widely in journals in his field. His credentials are too many to be enumerated here. Not only is his expertise limited to surgical gastroenterology, but he also takes particular interest in endocrine and cancer surgeries. Few people reach the pinnacle in their chosen fields, much fewer those who contribute to the advancement of the subject. One such specialist is Dr. Devaji Rao. On behalf of the management of St. Isabel's, I extend my felicitations and good wishes to Dr. Devaji Rao. It is said that the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. I hope Dr. Rao continues to inspire us all. Thank you.
Another generation, Dr. Devaji Rao. I see a lot of similarity between Dr. Durarajan and Devaji Rao, the patients, patient care. So when we approached Dr. Durarajan, Devaji Rao was mentioning that we will call Dr. Durarajan, I thought he will be the appropriate person for the release of the book because he is an excellent academician. And only one thing I would like to mention because the time is running up. I've been working with him for the past 25 years. The quest for knowledge and quest for improving the knowledge, that is very, very important. And I'm so happy that I am associated with him. My only wish is the younger generation, the upcoming surgeons, should also contribute a lot of material. When he is planning to write further books, I wish the junior people should also involve themselves so that another generation will take over from us, because days are not far that the surgical knowledge as well as medical knowledge is so vastly improving. We want a younger generation to do that. So I think Dr. Devaji Rao, along with our senior professors, will guide the younger generation, especially when a diploma in national board is going to be here. And all his knowledge will definitely improve. And my humble request is, let me continue be the photographer for you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Gopal Reddy to present a memento to Dr. Natarajan. would like to say a few words about his publication and its salient features in his own style through a PowerPoint presentation. I request all the dignitaries on the stage to take to the first row in the auditorium for a clearer view of the presentation.
Professor K.S. Ravishankar, Dr. Natarajan, Professor Shivakumar, Dr. Rajkumar, Sister Philomena Joseph, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Very good evening and my sincere greetings to you all. At the outset, I sincerely thank our chief guest, Dr. TDR, for presiding over this function, and my profound thanks goes to Dr. N.S. Murali for releasing this book with his kind blessings. My thanks goes to my schoolmate, college mate, and close friend and colleague, Professor K.S. Ravishankar, for honoring me by receiving the first copy, which I am sure he will motivate his students to buy. My gratitude to my friends, Dr. G.S. Natarajan, Dr. Shivakumar, and Sister Philomena Joseph for their kind words. Gastrointestinal Surgery Made Easy is a book released today, authored by me. And 2 years ago, 2 books were released, Gastrointestinal Surgery Step-by-Step Management and MCQs in Gastroenterology, in a similar function held on the 14th of November 2004 under the chairmanship of the then Director of Medical Education, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, and released by my professor, Dr. Indra Kumar Dhawan, and received by my friend, Professor Surendran. With the kind blessings, today a similar book was released by Dr. Murali and received by Professor Ravishankar. With the kind blessings and greetings of those who attended the last function, the first book, Gastrointestinal Surgery Step-by-Step Management, has entered into the world market and is being marketed worldwide and also in the internet, Amazon.com. Today, we have seen this book being released, and this is the exterior of the book, Gastrointestinal Surgery Made Easy. This contains all common gastrointestinal operations, step-by-step fashion, starting from the skin incision to the skin stapling, with each page containing the photograph of the step with a concise legend. And there are 2 video discs which are interactive, which shows the surgical procedures edited, and I think it's first of its kind, and it's a very handy manual. You take the photographs and also provided their own collection of photographs at some places. And my special thanks goes to my anesthetic photographers, Dr. G.S. Natarajan, Kamaraja, and Balasubramanian. My very special thanks goes to my wife, Kalpana, and my daughters, Dr. Bhavana and Ms. Kirtana, for rendering all the help. And lastly, the publishers, JP Medical Publishers, who have been giving me some job or the other in this medical writing process. I am now into another project, which is a clinical surgery book, which is very close to Das's clinical surgery book, which is showing interest in arranging this function, which I cherish. My very special thanks goes to Sister Mary and John and the sisters and staff of St. Isabel Hospital for their active participation and making this a function to remember. Lastly, my thanks goes to every one of you for a very, very patient hearing. Thanks once again.
Now, we have a very distinguished speaker, Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, Chief Surgeon and Chairman, Lifestyle Group of Hospitals, to deliver a lecture on the topic Bariatric Surgery, Facts and Figures, which will interest everyone. I request Dr. Kantaya to introduce the speaker.
As a teacher in Madras Medical College, I saw him as an young student. In my first class, I used to tell the students, see, I want you to be somebody in the field, because otherwise you may fall on the wayside. People who have picked up that point, that is, you should be somebody in the field, has really stood in the position and exemplary position in the very younger age group. I don't have to tell much about Rajkumar, because Rajkumar has already proved himself, and he has taken up big positions, and also MD of Rigid and Lifeline Hospitals. Biodata of Dr. J.S. Rajkumar was an illustrious student of Madras Medical College, topping in all his examinations, both during his undergraduate and postgraduate days. He has bagged all the gold medals during his student days, and to name the best, the Johnson's Gold Medal, given to the best outgoing student of Madras Medical College, Chennai. Yes. Passed all the fellowship examinations of the Royal College of Surgeons, that's from Edinburgh, England, Glasgow, and Ireland. He is extensively trained and has mastered the techniques of laparoscopic surgery, gasless laparoscopy, endoscopic surgery for reflux disease, pancreatic pseudocyst, and piles, and many more. Adding to this long list of professional feats, he holds forth as a performer of one of the largest series of laparoscopic fundoplications and hernia surgeries in the country. The new addendum to this list is the highest number of laparoscopic bariatric surgeries in South India. He has traveled worldwide and held camps in many parts of the world, to mention a few laparoscopic surgery camps in Sri Lanka and Maldives, and at many places in India. He is the youngest international examiner for FRCS examinations, the position he is holding since the year 2000. He has published many medical articles both in the national and international journals, and has authored many books in medicine and for public interest. He has held free camps at many places in his team has rendered their services at tsunami-affected Nagapattinam, Kadalur, and Pondicherry. His team provides free treatment for the needy gastrointestinal cancer patients. There is bariatric surgery, there is a surgery for the obesity. Facts and figures. Please come to the dais.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kantaya, for a very, very nice introduction. I want to promise this audience that I won't take it too long. And I promise them that it will be as interesting as possible in the next 20 minutes, so that there are very clear carry-home messages. At the start, I would like to dedicate this to the hero of the day, Dr. Devaji Rao, who very, very clearly has shown us how dedication can bring up a man, but more of him later. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of so many doyens of the field. Professor TDR, who has been a father figure to me for the last 25 years. Dr. Shivakumar, who took me through my very first surgeries. Dr. Murali, a senior surgeon, of course. Dr. K.S. Ravishankar, a colleague. One could go on. Dr. Shamala, could go on. Dr. Srinivasan, a colleague of mine. I could go on endlessly. A big, big, respectful good evening to every one of you in the first few, and my respects to every one of you in the first few rows. I think Dr. Devaji Rao must have, and his family must have written this period of nights rather than days, because there are 4 families of doctors, I think 4 generations of doctors. Rao definitely, not during the day. He must have done a wonderful job. Personally, after having written 6 books, I know how difficult it is, especially the photography part of it. And many of my books, I'm sad to say, have got line diagrams rather than photographs, simply because we were not able to obtain that clarity that we wanted to show. So we opted for 3-dimensional line diagrams. And I must congratulate him as another author. I know as an author how difficult it is. You've done wonderfully well, sir. My hearty congratulations. I would like to tell JP Publications that I want to, personally as chairman of an institution, I would like to order the first 10 books. I would like to thank him for the